Hello, my name is Nathalie Laidler-Kylander, and I'm delighted to talk about a new book that my co-author Julia Shepherd-Stenzel and I have just written. The book is called The Brand Idea: Managing Non-Profit Brands with Integrity, Democracy and Affinity. It's the culmination of 10 years of my research on the role of brands in the non-profit sector and brand equity. It is also based on a research study conducted by the Hauser Center and supported by the Rockefeller Foundation, where we interviewed over 100 individuals in nonprofit organizations, as well as consultants and academics. Early versions of the framework that provides the core of the book are to be found in the Stanford Social Innovation Review of Spring 2012 in an article entitled The Role of Brands in the Nonprofit Sector. The book is based on the framework called the Brand Idea, where I stands for integrity, D, democracy, and A, affinity. It differs fundamentally from other brand management frameworks in two fundamental respects. The first is that we advocate for broad participation in both the articulation and the communication of brand. The second fundamental difference is that we advocate for the use of brand and brand assets to drive and support partnerships. Our objective in writing this book is to provide a new way of thinking about brand and a new way to manage nonprofit brands. The book is divided into three sections. The first section provides some background into brand and brand management and talks about particularly important issues such as positioning and differentiation. We also look at the role of brand in nonprofits and how it differs from traditional for-profit sector. The second part of the book goes into greater detail about each of the components: integrity, democracy and affinity. And we really leverage the interviews that we had over the last 2 years to be able to describe how nonprofit organizations are implementing these three approaches. The third part of the book gives some implementation guidelines, some guidelines and tools of how to implement the Brand Idea. We also look at some specific situations for brand management, such as different points in the organizational life cycle and specific features of nonprofit organizations. In conclusion, we are so excited to offer this new text in the hope that we can support nonprofit organizations in their quest to leverage their brands for mission impact and the implementation of their missions. To paraphrase one of our study participants, it's not a question of whether you have a brand or not. The real issue is how to manage it. And we hope that this framework and this book will provide some support and some ideas about how to go about doing that. You can visit us on www.nonprofitbrandidea.com. Thank you.